to the Zambia International Trade Fair in Ndola. Now, this one happens to be the 59th edition of it, and well, a whole lot of institutions have exhibited at this year's trade fair. Now, the theme, giving you enhancing business resilience through innovation and trade, is what this year's trade fair is running on. My name is Victor Mwanza, and well, for the next 15 minutes or so, I'll be having an interaction with the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services. Now, we do understand that this is an important ministry. It speaks to you directly as a community. Well, in studio, I'm joined by 4 people, all right? And, well, we'll get to find out a little bit more on what the ministry is doing at the trade fair, and also how they've interpreted the theme and what exactly they have lined up for you, even as you get to visit their stand, or perhaps you get to visit their offices, or also you have any other question that you have. They do have those answers probably right now, or at their stand, or even at their office. Well, first I have Madam Mweka Banda, who is Principal Planner. Madam, welcome to this conversation, and how are you finding Ndola so far?
Ndola is good. Good morning. It is very good to be here. I'm very happy to be part of this conversation. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, also in studio, I have Mr. Cosmas Banda. Mr. Banda, welcome to the trade fair, and welcome to our Sun FM stand. How are you finding Ndola so far? Just move a little bit closer to your microphone.
Well, thank you for having me. And so far, Ndola is okay. It's living up to its name.
Awesome. Now, Madam Sarah Banda, Matanda. Did I say it? Why am I giving you a Banda name? I don't know. Maybe the Bandas are good at borrowing names.
Because he's a husband.
He's a husband.
Remember.
Now we see. Now, Madam Sarah Matanda is here with us. Madam Sarah, good morning, and welcome to this chat.
Good morning. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, last but not the least, we do have someone who's in the Senior Registrar's Office, that is Nawina Liambela. Did I pronounce that name correctly?
Yes.
Liambela Nkoma. How do you have such kind of name? Liambela Nkoma. Now, you are in the Senior Registrar's Office. Welcome to this conversation, and how are you finding Ndola so far?
Thank you so much. Ndola is okay. Yes, and we are really grateful for having us, hosting us here today, so that we are able to just speak about the overall or general Ministry of Community Development and Social Services.
Awesome. Now, let me get back to Madam Mweka Banda. Madam Mweka, Principal Planning in the ministry. Let's get to find out. Obviously, someone out there who's listening to this conversation, and they're asking, what is the mandate of the ministry? Kindly give us a little bit of an understanding on that one.
Yes, thank you very much. The Ministry of Community Development and Social Services is mandated to provide basic social protection services to the public. I'm sure people have heard of programs such as the social cash transfers, women empowerment programs, supporting women's livelihoods, and child. We've got a food security pack program. It's a whole range of services and programs that the ministry is providing to the people. And a lot of people know about our programs, but we still want them to know more about these programs. But otherwise, our ministry is one of those ministries that is very key in Zambia, and it helps not to be able to to bring development in our country.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you've spoken on the most noisiest, the social cash transfer, and providing a better services, or rather livelihood to people in the community. This brings me back to Mr. Banda. Mr. Banda, you are the Provincial Child Development Coordinator. I want us to speak to your department. What exactly is the role of this department of child development at the ministry?
Okay, thank you very much. So the Department of Child Development, we focus on programs and activities that are aimed at promoting and upholding children's rights. So basically our functions are to formulate and review policies. Here we're talking about the Children's Code Act. Yeah, so here the Children's Code Act has been enacted. It was enacted in 2022. Yeah, so we're also looking at policies such as child safeguarding policy, the child participation policy, and as well as the frameworks. So we look at these policies and frameworks, we formulate them and review them. And these help us work with other institutions that deal with children. Furthermore, our department coordinates the child welfare services provision. So we go on to formulate district child protection committees as well as community child protection committees. So these committees look at issues to protect children in the communities. Say, for example, if a child has been defiled, so we would bring in the police, we would bring in our sister department, social welfare, we would bring in other stakeholders, because that child who has been defiled, there is need for health services, there's need for shelter, there's need for that child to be put in a safe place. So we need a coordinated response to such cases. So our other function is children that are displaced, specifically the children found on the streets. So we remove those children and rehabilitate them. So we work also with those children. That's part of our mandate. Yeah. So furthermore, we monitor and support childcare facilities. So basically, that's what our department does.
Awesome. Now, just you've said there's a child protection in your department that you formulate.
Yes.
Just not so long ago, we had Stephen Dekazi on the Breakfast Show. We took a picture of how the street kids in Ndola, especially if you are somewhere at Broadway in the morning and in the evenings, that's a prawn street kids area. Perhaps just to ask on behalf of the residents of Ndola, how can we change this narrative in Ndola using your department in the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services?
Okay, so usually our actions support or help the children staying on the streets. We would have people giving alms. We would have people engaging these children in various works and services, part-time works, that keeps them on the streets. So children are usually pushed onto the streets or pulled onto the streets. So they're pushed onto the streets due to the economic situation at home. And also maybe there's a breakdown in family relationship, or there's a parent that has passed on, so there's that breakdown in family connection. So the child loses direction and they're found on the streets. The other thing that pulls them onto the street is the ability to make money. So the part-time jobs that people give them, the alms giving, that sustains their stay on the streets. So it is up to us now to work together to ensure that we address this issue of children on the streets. One, we stop giving them alms, because that supports them to stay on the street. Two, if you want to support the child, we have, like in Ndola, we have Luigi Center, that's a drop-in center, that's where the children come, that's where they go to get help. So if any support that they have, they go to that center and that child now will be helped. So the process of removal of the children, it's not a one-day thing. So we remove them, we take them to child care facilities. When we take them to child care facilities, we start tracing their families. When we trace those families, then we start rehearsing with those families how best we can address and ensure that child stays in that family. Because here is a child who has moved out of the house and the family has just written them off. This child is written off and we're now trying to get the child back into that household. So it's a process of them trying to accept the child back into it. So that process takes a bit of time. Yeah. So when we are working with 1 or 10 children, we'll find that 30 others have gone
back. Awesome. Now, let me come to you, Madam Nawina. I'm looking at the registration of NGOs here. Obviously, if we were to come back from what Mr. Banda is saying, non-government organizations play a bigger role in safeguarding the rights of children and making sure that children are protected. The registration of NGOs. Speak to how many registered NGOs do we have, or have you registered locally as well as internationally?
Thank you so much for that question. I know obviously we're speaking on child safeguarding issues and all. So we have quite a number of organizations out there that are promoting actually basic social protection services to our communities. And a number of them, trust me, they are running most of these orphanages, transit homes, safe homes for our vulnerable communities. So currently, the ministry has registered over 2,360 organizations that are dotted in the various provinces and districts, and most of them are obviously rendering basic social protection services. I know we do have a number that are in the governance or advocacy thematic area where they're just promoting governance issues, but a number of them are actually implementing basic social protection to our various communities.
Awesome. Now, Madam Sarah there, let's also speak to the role of your department. That is a provincial community development office. What exactly do we find in this department, and what does a person like the one Mr. Banda is from talking about, who's probably looking to reintegrate with their family, find if they were to come to your department?
Thank you so much. Like the name suggests for the department, so we're trying to develop communities, and we do this through a number of programs. So we have a number of social protection programs within the department. One of them is the Food Security Pack program, where we give farming inputs to the vulnerable but viable farmers. So they're given seed, they're given fertilizers. Yes, and the other program that we implement is skills development. So on the Copper Belt, we have a skills training center, which is in Masaiti, offering 4 programs to do with skills: metal fabrication, tailoring, carpentry. Yeah. Then the other one is the community self-help project. These are projects that are initiated by the communities themselves. So what happens is that the community has to come through with 25%, then the department puts in 75% for whatever project that the community has come up with. And then the last one is women in development. So here we are trying to empower women. And currently we have a Jewel project. We've just started Jewel 2, where we have the supporting women livelihood. So here women are given an empowerment fund, a grant, a one-off grant, which helps them to do
develop
various
themselves.
Businesses.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm thinking like this young man or older man in Ndola or Kitwe or anywhere else where we're being listened to right now. I have a piece of land. I don't have the capacity to cultivate this land. Are you telling me that your department, if I come through, present this, your department is able to help me, owing to the fact that 3-4 months from now, the rainy season will be upon us? Is it possible that your department can help me?
Yes, and it does help. So I said the Food Security Pack is a program where we help the vulnerable but viable.
You're viable enough.
Yes. So we have structures within the communities, and we have a selection criteria. So if you are viable and you meet the other criteria, for the program, you can definitely get the inputs.
Awesome, nice. I mean, I don't want somebody to come and say no. It's right here, and this was a deliberate question because I'm looking at the Copper Belt and the northern part. Look at the amount of rains that people receive here, and obviously we were blessed last year. Hopefully this year we'll be blessed. So somebody out there is listening and they're saying, "Oh, so I hope people will be visiting you."
Yes,
now.
And just to add on, so the food security program has got 3 components. So we have what we call the rain-fed component, where we give inputs during the rainy season. So you use the raining water to do your cultivation. And then we have what we call the wetland program. Here is where we give inputs to farmers off the rainy season.
Ah.
So currently, on the Copper Belt, we are implementing this. So we, as I'm talking right now, we're receiving inputs to beneficiaries who've been selected. Yeah, so they are given fertilizers, vegetable seeds, and maize seed. Then we have one more, which is the alternate, what we call the alternative livelihood. Under this one, we give small ruminants, like small animals, to the farmers.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, Madam Mweka, there is the Social Protection Week that is upon you this year. Kindly speak to what exactly this Social Protection Week is all about. And I understand there's a theme attached to it. Kindly give us that.
Yes, the Ministry of Community Development, in conjunction with partners, of course, usually hosts what we call the Social Protection Week. This is a week which is public. It's an event which brings together stakeholders, including the academia, line ministries, civil society organizations. All the stakeholders come together to be able to have public discussions, to be able to maybe discuss new things that have come on the social protection arena, or maybe to discuss experiences, to discuss new ways of implementing social protection programs. So this year we intend to hold this event at the end of July, and we've given it a theme. The theme speaks to the life cycle approach. Now we're looking at the totality of a human being from before they are born up to the time maybe they die. So it's from the cradle to the grave. This is what we call the life cycle. So this life cycle, we want to embrace everyone. Yeah. Awesome. Whether or poor, whether rich, everyone needs support. Yeah, because when you talk about social protection, a lot of people think about maybe an old grandmother in the village, or somebody who's poor, maybe in the compounds or wherever. They think, social protection programs are just for these people. But
the word out there is social protection yabakote. That's the word that is there.
No. It's for everybody. We all need social protection. That's why the people that are working, they are paying, either, towards a pension or to some form of at least support.
A scheme, yes.
Yes, a scheme, yes. So that is to support them when they are in need. Yeah. When you are working, you have got the strength to work. But when you become old and you no longer have the strength to work, what happens? What happens to your family? So that's why we at least pay to some form of scheme. You pay something so that at least you have something to fall back on.
Definitely.
When you are old. So this year's theme speaks to this life cycle approach. We don't want to leave anyone behind. So this event is coming at the end of June. It's beginning on 21st June up to 25th. This is where we'll have radio programs.
Is it June or July?
It's July. Same July.
Yes, so June. Yes.
Yes, July. Yes. Yeah. So we'll have conversations in the communities. We'll have,
activities to speak to,
yes,
to
speak
the
to
social
this,
protection week.
So that at least people know what this week is all about.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Madam Nawina, I want you to conclude it for us. I want you to wrap it up for us under a minute. Speak to how your ministry has interpreted this year's theme, and what can people find at your stand under a minute.
All right, okay, thank you so much. In terms of interpreting this year's theme, obviously it's enhancing business resilience through innovation and trade. And yeah, as a ministry, we're now going digital. Most of our activities are now going digital. For instance, under the NGO department, we'll soon have a digital platform where organizations should be able to register from the comfort of their homes. In terms of social cash transfers, all payments now have been digitalized, and most of our services actually can be accessed digitally. Most of this information, please, you can log on to our website, www.mcdss.gov.zm. So once you log on to our website, you'll find all the necessary requirements that the ministry has
Awesome.
and is implementing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, to you who's listening to us right now, the best is that you're still coming into the trade fair grounds. You get to visit their stand, the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services. They will have all these services, and you can access all these services. Now, if you think social protection, well, you don't need to think like that. That's an old thought. Well, you've heard it for yourself. You have land and you have the capacity. You definitely visit their ministry. They'll still be able to help so that you can alleviate poverty. Well, my name is Victor. This has been the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services at the Trade Fair.